happy 2026. Happy New Year to you guys. I know it's been a while, it's been a minute, but I am back, and I'm back with a new video on how to draw and sketch the head. This angle is a profile, so we are going to be doing a few more different heads from different angles so that we get different perspectives and we get better and used to different angles. So without further talking or further ado, let's jump right straight into the video. So first and foremost, let me just get my red pen and see if I am on the correct layer. Let's go. So before I demonstrate, before I do what I want to be doing, I want to show you a few things that you can take home or you can take out of this tutorial. So the first thing, the approach that I'm using is a shape design where you see the overall shape of the face that you have. Incorporate the Loomis principles. That's rule of thirds, okay? Where the nose is, where the ear is, where the eyebrows is, where the hairline is, and where the chin is, okay? These are very essential for you to have and to note down. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do an overlay. I'm going to draw on top of this profile portrait that we have. So it's going to be in red. So the way I'm seeing or the way I'm thinking about this is this whole thing that is on top here, okay? That I'll just make it to be one shape. So what I'll do is it'll be a C shape like that, and then this minus the nose, okay? Take note, minus the nose, I'll just drop another C curve like that. So you can see this will just be a straight, or you can do a C curve as well. This is the same, or you can just do a straight line. So it comes down like this, and then this combines with that. That's how I am thinking. That's how I'm seeing the shape. You can just include the rest of this collar like that. This one is one simple straight. This one is another straight. And then combined with that, now you have an overall shape, or what we call an envelope, okay? Some guys will call it a silhouette. It depends with what word you're comfortable with. Now, what's the next thing that I look for? Okay, so the next thing that I'm looking for would be my proportions now. So make sure you know where your hairline is, where your brow line would be. So now, another critical or crucial hint would be, if I can just zoom in a little bit, you would see this ear, okay, it aligns with where the brow is. That means when you're sketching, for you not to miss the proportions, it's very easy for you to just jot down or take note of the things that I have demarcated here. They're not always the exact same on other references, no, but it's your job as an artist to make sure that you take note of such things. If you see the nose and where the ending of the ear is, you can just, like I'm using Krita, for those of you that might be curious, and I'm using a pen tab. So you can just hold V and then have a straight line from there to here. You see that it didn't cover the bottom of the nose. That means the ear is inside, okay, and the nose is a bit out, or it's protruding, I would say. So we can take this off, and then we can start from the bottom right here, okay, this, and then we push it all the way. So you can see where the nose is and where the ear is. It's just a minor difference from here to there. Those are the things you have to put into consideration when you're when you're sketching. So for the chin, it'll just be another straight line, so I can use the V again somewhere there. Okay, so those are the major things that you have to put into consideration. On the brow, you would see there is this guy that is connecting to that, Okay, there's another shape that is inside of here that is going out like that. This would connect to this would connect to that. Those are the things that you as an artist, you have to train yourselves to see. Okay, on the nose now, if we can add, you can see that there is one here and then there is two. Okay, and then there is this one, which is a C curve, three, something as simple as that. If we can zoom out, you get to see what we are saying. So if we can turn this off and then have that, that's the shape that we have. That's the shape that I'm also looking for. So if you can get yourself to do something as basic as this, you are already halfway done. So we can now begin, I can now begin sketching, I should say. So that's the thing that I wanted to explain to you guys, that you can do it this way. If you're not comfortable just going straight into the tutorial or the sketch, you can do it that way and then you build up from there. Okay, this is a stage where I get my black pen and then we get to work. So we can turn this off, bring the opacity back on and turn this guy off. Make sure we are on the right layer and then let's go. Let's see. Let's go. I think it's misbehaving. Okay. It's right black. And we have, okay. So there we have it. So I have my black pen or my black pencil ready with me. So bear in mind the things that I've already shown you in the previous overlay. Okay, so here I'm just doing the very same things that I was doing there, just that it will be a bit faster, and I will explain the few things that I'm doing as we go. So that's the first thing that I saw. That's way too many lines. So let's take it down. So we have one, okay, that's better. And then we have two, we have this one, three, and then we have this one, four, and then we have that, five. I can see this. I can also see there is that, if I want to do it that way. Okay, and then there is this that seems to be coming this side. So here I'm also applying the knowledge that I have about perspective and how things turn into space. So if you don't understand such, don't worry, there's going to be a bunch of tutorials that I'm going to do that would actually bring all this home. So that's the silhouette that I have. That's the first shape that I'm looking at. But I can see there are a few things that I need to tweak, but that's on a later stage. So what's the first thing that I would do? Remember on the previous overlay that I was doing. So we have the hairline, which is somewhere here. It needs to be situated somewhere here. Okay, there is this that is coming in. Okay, there's this other shape, one, there's two, and then we have three. Okay, what's the other thing that we can look at? Let's flip the canvas. Don't get used to one side viewing. We can drop this guy down, one, okay, and then what else do we have? I can see, you can see where this line is and where this line is. That means this corner is here. This other line is supposed to start just below here, like right there, and then you can bring in this other line that is there. Simple shorthand techniques that can help you draw faces easily and get the features into their lightful places. Okay, so like we mentioned, this angle, this one, is in line with this. So here also what I'll do, I'll just extend. I can just ghost, and then I'll see, okay, that means this line is supposed to start somewhere here. We have this one drops down, and be very mindful what we said about the ear. It needs to be inside because the nose is the one that is protruding or seems to be large a bit. So as you can see here, normal planes of the head, we're supposed to have something like this, and then this one goes inside, and then there's a protruding of the nose. But as you can see on this, it's the opposite. It's more like now there's this thing that is coming out, and then if we can flip it this way, it's in, yes, but then it seems to be going outside like that, and then we have the nose. So be very mindful of those small tiny details. So we can do it this way. There is something like that, and then we throw in the shape of the nose. Okay, one, remember what we said. That means there's a minor difference here, a minor gap. That means my nose is supposed to end somewhere here in that line. So remember what we were doing. So we can throw in this one, and then we can throw in this other side. Okay, so this one is coming here. Let's see. Okay, something like that, and we can turn that guy right there. This one is going in that direction. So let's just get our measurements and see. That seems to be very much okay for me in my case. So I can take down this. Okay, if I was doing it without teaching, it would have been faster because I'm trying to explain, whilst when I'm drawing on my own, it's pretty much faster than this. There's no explanation. I'm just going. These things that I'm explaining, I'm thinking about them, but in my head. So next thing, you'd see the mouth. So there is that. And this face is, I mean, pretty straightforward. You can see lines like that. There seems to be another line here. And then let's flip the angle again. It seems to be going inside, and then it closes off like that. Okay, 1, 2. There's also another the down side of the other lip. So we can also have another straight line like so, and then this seems to come down like that. There's a little dip right there, and then this. Next thing we have is a C curve, something like that. Okay, 1, and then something like that. So I'm not trying to copy this one-to-one. Okay, I have the freedom as an artist to tweak a few things. Okay, I can choose to stylize this a bit, but if your goal is to have it one-to-one, then you can pick out all the tiny details that you see. But for me, that's not the goal. The aim for this tutorial is to show you guys how I construct the head and how you can also get the same knowledge and use it in your day-to-day sketches. So that's what we have. I can see a few things that we can tweak, but that's for a later stage. What next? Maybe we can just add a few details on the ear. So these, they require a separate video on doing different types of features. Okay, so if you have the time, you can watch other tutorials on ear or on different features. I think Proco has a bunch of them. Joshua Black has some as well. There's a lot of guys that do have a lot of these things going on. So next we have this side, and then this goes in 1, 2. We have this one, and that goes down. I think I don't need to do too much. Okay, there's that, there's this, and this one is here. Okay. What else? Do you remember that shape that we did on the eyes? I think there was that, and then there was this. I mean, I'm just following what we already did. It's more like I already cheated in the first trial. So a little bit of a zoom. We have this angle here for the eye that seems to go inside like that, and then this goes in like so, supposed to be here, and then there is, you know, that's what I'm seeing. Let's view it again. Okay, I see. So there's one, two, three. Yeah, those are the details I think I can pick out. There's one, two. We'll go out a bit. What else? So this we can just turn it into the eyebrows. Okay, we have that side. Okay, something like that. Let's flip. Let's see where we need to make some amendments, some corrections. We can zoom out. What else? What else do we have? Okay, on the nose. Let's zoom in a bit. There is this that is going on inside of the nose. Like I said, these things that require you to actually do a study on how different facial features work for you to actually have an understanding of what I'm doing. But as you can see, I'm only drawing the simple shapes that I'm seeing inside. There isn't anything fancy that I am doing. Okay, so the nose would have been pointy, especially on this other side. So we have the Liberté. This is digital. We can rub off a few things and then fix it. Okay, so we have that. It seems to be something like that. And then I really want this nose to be at least accurate. Nah, that's not it. Let's see again. Let's try again. Okay, that looks much better. Looks much better. What else can we add? We have this, and that's just do a few touch-ups on the hair. So now I can see that there were a little like breakings. Okay, this comes to this side, and then it goes up. It goes like that. Okay, this one comes in as well, and then you can have that on the side. It goes in like that. The hair shape, there's this one, two. What else do we have? We can tweak the what's this called, the collar. Okay, one, and then this seems to be coming down like this. Okay, we can take off a few lines that are very unnecessary. You can see like the ones that we use as a silhouette or as a shape. At first, we can take this off, and I've seen that this line is a bit messy. Okay, so as you can see, I'm trying to tweak I'm paying attention to the tiniest details that I can see. Okay, this one goes in like that. What else am I seeing on the eye? Okay, this one goes in. I see something like this. Is it an eye bag or something? Something like that. The old dude has some wrinkles, but I'll not go in depth with those. I can throw in, I can see this like an indentation, something like that, just to make sure we get the exact same look-alike, or the exact same design, or the exact same wrinkles that it's got going on. So this one can go into that direction. So for me, I can call this a success, and I can pretty much stop here. There's a few things that I can tweak. Okay, I can see that it seems to be going in. There is this black shape. Yeah, this one is going there. This is obviously will be in the shadow. We're not doing about shadows yet. Okay. What else can I see that can spice up the sketch? But overall, I think this was a pretty good demo. You're going to tell me, guys, in the comment section if you have enjoyed this. I wanted to make it as short as possible, and I hope I've delivered the message across successfully. If not, let me know where and how I can improve and do it much better. Okay, these tiny details is just me trying to fix a few things that I can see. Okay, yep, so pretty much this is what I had for you guys. Okay, I can throw in a few things here that I'm seeing. Okay, one, something like that. So this is what I had for you guys. Your happy new year gift. Okay, we can throw in this guy down, you know, just to get the cloth. Okay, something like that. So it's not one to one, but at least it's somewhere there. It's close. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you have learned a few things. I'll try to be doing this more often now. If this was one of your goals this year that you need to study art more, then this is the proof that you need to, because I'll be here to make sure you get to understand a few concepts, the things that I've learned whilst I was away. I'm going to help you guys. I'm also going to do them here so that you guys would get the hang of it as well. Okay. What else can we tweak? Okay, I think the forehead would have been better, but I'm okay. I'm happy with the result, and I think this one would have been more tapered in like that, but you get the point. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Happy drawing, and make sure you crush your art goals this year. I'll see you guys. Bye bye.